see the woman.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode right here on the wedding vlog series with me, PRISCILLA Jr. Yes, over the years you've been enjoying interesting, colorful Ghanaian traditional wedding. Yes, you've been wondering, right? On this episode, I'm talking about step-by-step procedure on how Ghanaian traditional wedding is performed. So guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share with family and friends. The Ghanaian traditional marriage or wedding, sometimes called engagement, could be a stand-alone ceremony where the process is seen as a complete in itself, or it could be followed with a blessings or a white wedding. However, such a traditional ceremony is performed depends on the tribe the bride comes from, but there are some things that most tribes have in common here in Ghana. First and foremost, the man, groom, inform his family that he has seen a lady, the bride, he would like to marry. The man's family takes the next step of performing the knocking ceremony known as kokoko here in Ghana. This knocking ceremony is done to inform the lady's family officially of the man's intention to get married to her, the bride. Yes. The man's family then proceed to take along a trinsa, literally known as head drinks, to see the lady's family. These drinks could be 2 or 3 bottles of schnapps, palm wine, or cash sometimes. If the drinks are accepted by the bride's family, a date could be set there for the traditional marriage or wedding to take place, or sometimes the couples would be left to decide on the date later. At that point, a marriage or engagement list is presented to the groom's family. The list includes bride price, a new suitcase with a piece of African print, jewelry, Bible, rings, money for the bride's mother and father. Her brothers are not left out. They are also given some money called akontasikan to thank them for protecting their sister. Moving on, as preparation for the traditional marriage starts, the bride's family does background check of the groom and his family. Usually the traditional marriage takes place at the bride's home. Where that is not suitable, any other nice venue is chosen. The bride's family gets seated to welcome the groom and his family. The groom and his family comes in bearing the items of the marriage list. You would usually see a long queue of the family members. At this period, the groom's family members are well dressed, bearing the gifts in their hands or on their heads to the bride's home where the wedding is taking place. Yes, I'm talking about the engagement or the marriage list the groom came to request for during the knocking ceremony. And right after the presentation of the gifts, the groom is introduced to all present at the event or the marriage grounds by the spokesperson of the groom's family. Right then, the bride is then invited in. She comes in with an entourage of her female friends or sisters, playing of music, dancing, beautiful, clothed in rich kente and adorned with beads. She is literally being paraded for all to see and admire her beauty on that special day. And most of the time, the groom and the bride wear matching outfits. She goes round the gathering to shake hands with the groom's family as a sign of welcoming them and sharing some gifts for the family members, and may also want to exchange sweet, loving moments with her family members. It could be her mother or her father, her friends, her sisters, or any of the family members who would love to indeed praise and make her feel so big on her special day. She is then introduced to the groom's family with a lot of applauded showered on her, our pretty queen, our lovely lady, our well groomed woman, and a whole lot of names for her. Moving on, the traditional marriage is customary a complete marriage process on its own. However, the couples who choose to do a white wedding, the traditional marriage ceremony or engagement, is not the final aspect of the marriage ceremony. The white wedding can be afterwards. For most of such couples, the marriage certificate is signed at church or a marriage venue recognized by the state. Another option could be for the couples to proceed to a court or a registrar of marriages to register the marriage under the ordains. Some Christian couples will decide not to have a white wedding, opt for a priest or a pastor being at the ceremony to pray over the rings and the marriage. This is referred to as blessing. For those not of the Christian faith, the blessing can be done away with. An assortment of dishes and drinks greets the eye when the traditional marriage or wedding ceremony ends. Foods such as jollof rice, wache, banku, okro stew, tiosafi, kenke, fufu, fish, and usually on the menu on that ceremony. Guests are invited to enjoy the meal and make merry, music and dance all over at that moment. Finally, the bride and the groom goes round to greet their guests and thank them for being part of their day. After all is said and done, the bride and groom can breathe a set of relief for a successful traditional marriage or a traditional wedding witnessed by friends and family in an atmosphere of love. Their new life begins then. And finally, guys, that is how I draw curtains on this very episode. Yes, the step-by-step procedure on how Ghanaian traditional marriage is being performed right here on this very channel. Once again, my name is Prim Sugar Jr. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with family and friends, and see you. Thank you.